So Jack says yes, I am ready. So everyone's ready to start? Yep. Patrick says yes. Wesley says yes, sir. All right, I just wanna make sure. So today we're gonna talk about technology things, right? Technologies. So you have the technology assigned to present. So we're gonna do that. Okay. So it's fun. It's fun. It will be very casual conversation. Okay, about the technology. All right. So when you're doing your presentations, anyone can just jump into presentations and questions and comments and very casual conversations. Okay. All right. The first announcement: corporation simulations. I talked with the company guy, okay, simulation guy, and you are ready to do simulations. Okay. You are ready to do simulations. Okay. Please go ahead to practice round 1. Okay. Actually, it is supposed to do in the next week, but you can start. Okay. Navigate all the simulations. Okay. It's not an easy game. Okay. It's not an easy game. So you should start it as soon as possible. The better you're familiar with the game, the better performance you will be. Okay. There's a manual, right? It is a PDF file. So manual is provided. So you should be familiar with yourself with some technical things, okay, and simple mechanical things, how to play games. You should learn by yourself from the manual. Okay. Okay. I am acting like a business consultant. So I'm gonna see your numbers, your decisions. If there is any problem or anything I want to comment, I can just give a very casual conversations. Okay. So next week we are start corporation simulations. Is anybody is the same individual or group? It's a group team. Your team is very important. Your company is operated by your team, not you. Okay? You will be just part of this operation. Something like, in your team, there will be CEO, there will be COO, there will be CFO, something like that. Then you can take a part. Okay, each individual members can take a part of operations, or you can just like a totalitarian decision-making system. So everyone makes, a decision at the same time in any field. Okay, it's totally up to you. All right. Joaquin, is the answer? All right. And your exams. I just looked over your numbers. Okay, exams. It's totally great. All right, it's good. Okay, very nice to see it. So at this point, I just see, okay, the level of a test it was easy level. Okay, easy level. So for the next time, I'm gonna make a new test set. Okay, and this new one, okay, will be a little bit higher in terms of the level of difficulty. So let's say between easy and medium, but very close to the medium, right? Very close to medium. So just expect it, okay? Little bit, difficult than this one, okay? So next exam will be like that. And simulations. I just wanna share this my actual philosophy, okay? This is why I employ simulation in my course, because my teaching philosophy in this class and other business class actually junior, senior classes. Okay? There are two things I want to emphasize. The first one is real setting. Okay, so we are in the business school. Business is a real thing. All right, real thing. So you are juniors. Most of you are juniors and seniors. Okay, in 1 year, 2 years later, you will leave the school and you will become a manager in a real job. Okay, so in the class setting, we cannot, teach. I cannot share the real business experiences. That's why I employ business simulations to practice, okay, the real business setting. Even just junior seniors, even about to graduate, you don't know what decisions you should make in your job. Okay, it's a problem. Okay? That's why I employ the simulation to emphasize and to share the real business setting. Okay? So simulation is a great tool, but it's not perfect, of course. Okay? It's not 100% real things, but this is the best. This is the best we can practice the real setting. Okay? This is why. The second thing is I want you to be an independent manager in your job. Okay? So after graduation, think about that. You don't have any more professor. Okay? No one is around you. Okay? You will be a manager. You should do your job by yourself. So you should be an independent manager. Okay? So this simulation is a good chance to practice how to be an independent manager without assisting from others. Okay? So the main purpose is you're learning. You study the simulations, okay? And you make your own decisions, and you see your performance, and go back. You study again, and you make again, decisions again, and performance again. You practice these circles, okay? For like 7 rounds, 6 rounds or 7 rounds. 2 practice rounds and 6 rounds of the simulations, okay? So it's good, it will be fun, and it will be a good experience. As long as you are stick with that training, okay? If you just give up, sit back, and, just settle, it doesn't help you, okay? So I just want to, emphasize these points. All right, so presentations, we have 3 teams, right? So we're going to talk about technology. So how to present it, okay? This video platform is great to security, okay, for the security. So, okay, Erica is typing something. So, Erica, do you have any
question about the simulation?
Okay.
When I went on, I think you said that we had to pay for it, and when I went on there, it said that I had already paid, but I have not paid. So I just wanted to make sure, like, I did everything right.
Yeah, I think so. Can you register? Did you register?
Yeah. So I went and used the login that was sent to the email, and when I went on and I looked, it said that I had paid, but I have not paid. So I don't know if it's
Probably
right.
It is the systematic things, and they just recorded, you are paid already, then, proceed the simulations. But sometimes they will ask you your payments, I guess.
Okay.
All right. So it doesn't matter at this point, as long as you can register and play the game. Right?
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Then, how to present it? Okay. So this video platform is great for the security. So actually, one person can control upload and control the PowerPoint slides, any external things. So, it's not, it won't happen that, anybody just, send the external video, something like that. Okay, so it's good. That's why I use this, keep using this. So when your team make up presentations, okay, one of your team members will be a presenter. Presenter means it's simple, okay? Presenter can upload PowerPoint slides and control it, okay, back and forth. So when I denote anyone, okay, a presenter can find there are two ways to share screen, or both buttons. You can find both buttons on the bottom. Okay, so there is a share your screen here, and there is a plus button, okay, action button. So if you click it, you can upload a presentation, and upload is completely, and you confirm, then your presentation, your PowerPoint slide will be us. Okay, we show us. Okay. So let's try this. Okay, and this is how to present it and how to evaluate presentations. Okay, please go to Canvas, and you can find a quiz and BUS410 presentation 1. Okay, and BUS410 presentation 1, and you can see there are questions 1, 2, 3. All right, only 3 questions. These are not questions. Okay, just denote that in question number 1, you can evaluate team 1's presentation. Okay, so number 1 team, okay, the 1 is the lowest score and 5 is the highest. Okay, so 1, if you don't like it, I mean, presentation is not good, then 1. Presentation is good, okay, the best, and 5. Okay, and you can evaluate team 2 presentations with question 2, and you can evaluate team 3 performance, the presentations, and with question 3. All right, that's how to evaluate the presentations. Okay, I'm not gonna present it. Okay, again, okay? I'm not gonna evaluate it either. Okay? I'm acting like your consultant, not evaluator. I will be with you just. So this is how to present and evaluate your presentations. Any questions before we move in? Please say no. If you don't. No question. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. Okay, let's start. Now we can see it. We'll see it. Okay. So we have 3 teams. Team 1, 2, 3. Which team wanna go first? We can check. All right. Jack was the first. Jack, what is your team? Team number 1?
Yes, sir. We're team 1.
All right, team 1. Team 1 can start. And who will be the presenter?
Breland's gonna do she has the presentation on her computer.
Team 1 and Jill.
Breland will be.
Please type it. Her name. What? Zion.
Yes, sir.
Oh, not Zion. So, Brilliant. You will be a presenter, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, make presenter. So now you are Brilliant. You are presenter. So you can find either one, share screen or plus button. Actually, plus button is much, secure. So, okay, no problem. Joaquin, no problem. I see it. Okay, plus button and upload your PowerPoint slide. And confirm. Great. All right, great. So team one is ready. So Captain is ready. So please start. This is your stage.
All right, guys. So we're talking about cryptocurrency today, and our group is Akeem, Jack, Breland, Hallie, and Zion. So what cryptocurrency is? Cryptocurrency is a digital currency that is secured by cryptography, which makes it nearly impossible to counterfeit/double spend. And many cryptocurrencies are decentralized networks based on blockchain technology. And what blockchain technology is it's a distributed ledger of computers. And this essentially means that it's a digital system in which it records the currency transactions for cryptocurrency, and these are simultaneously maintained at multiple points throughout a network. And then a defining feature of cryptocurrency is that they aren't issued by any central authority, which makes them almost impossible for the government to interfere with. So
is everyone understand blockchain technology, what it is?
And Jaqueen will he's got another slide where he talks a little bit more to it, but I just wanted to give a basic understanding of it first, but he'll talk about it a little bit more later.
Okay. All right. Great. This is very important part.
Okay, so the origins of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency began in 2009 with the development of Bitcoin. And between 1998 and 2009, before Bitcoin was fully established, there were different forms of online currencies that were attempted, but they never were successfully developed. Some examples of this are B-Money and BitGold. Bitcoin's 2009 launch only entailed mining, which basically means that computers were solving extremely complex math problems that led to Bitcoin being produced. So they were literally searching for Bitcoin, kind of like miners searching for gold. In 2010, Bitcoin was traded for the first time. At the time, there was no value assigned to Bitcoin, and the first trade was made by someone who traded 10,000 units for 2 pizzas, which is now worth around $100 million. Rival cryptocurrencies began popping up in around 2011, and now there are over 1,000 different types. The price of Bitcoin has been through several highs and lows since 2013, with many challenges including scams and theft, but now it's valued at over $10,000 per unit.
Okay, so with regards to blockchain technology, we see it first in Bitcoin, which was the pioneer of the cryptocurrency. So basically, to explain it as a way that you would understand, let's say like every transaction goes under a node, which has to be validated by the users, by the miners and stakers of the technology, that ends up being stored in like a vault. You can call it like a vault or a block that is attached to other blocks in the network, and this cannot be modified. So once it happens there, it cannot be erasable, and that's why it's called blockchain, because each block attaches to the other, forming the whole network. Okay, so Bitcoin mainly is used as a form of transactions that can happen worldwide. They also have like some intrinsic value, and this year it was considered cash, something like cash, because it could be used to purchase goods, and it's the most known cryptocurrency. Another big crypto is Ethereum, which also works with a blockchain that runs the programming code for any other decentralized application. So they use this network to pay for transactions, fees, and services on the network. They have Neo, which is a rising coin originated in Asia that works with smart contracts. So they allow users to create and make agreements and contracts through this network. We have Tron that works similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum, which blockchain technology and peer-to-peer. So basically, peer-to-peer tries to reduce the gap between creators and consumer to make it easier, reducing cost and making transaction faster. And then we have different altcoins. We have a lot of them. We have over 10,000 of them already, which try to work with Bitcoin's weaknesses, because Bitcoin's Bitcoin supply is limited. Like, you cannot make more Bitcoins. So there's scarcity, there's high transaction cost, and it's pretty slow compared to others of the markets. So these altcoins search as a way to solve these problems that Bitcoin has.
Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in general is the fact that it has amazing buying power. As Breland talked about, it's like one Bitcoin is worth about 10,000 United States dollars, and around the world it's becoming widely accepted as currency, and it can purchase a variety of products and services. So you can go purchase hotel rooms, gift cards, plane tickets, etc., with Bitcoin and other cryptos, just because ease of access, because many places around the world are seeing cryptos as the way of the future in terms of currency is concerned. And specifically, there's different hard wallets, which is a special type of wallet which stores the user's private keys in a secure hardware device, and that's usually it's not an online password function. It's an actual little thing that you hold in your hand. Those are made for cryptocurrencies, and the best ones to use in this current market are Ledger hardware, which is extremely safe and secure, and then Zengo, which is really great for mobile apps on iOS and Android phones.
So this was Hali's part, but I will talk about it. So basically, you can see cryptocurrency applied in different functions of the international business. Why is this? Because it's fast. There's one main currency, so you can trade from US dollars to Bitcoin, for example. The example that she added here, talk about the yen that you can make into Bitcoin too. So you can make transactions that happen really fast and under the same currency exchange. This can be adopted by different banks that want to do transactions faster, which we already see some of them being used in some international trades. And now more multinational business are trying to adopt these cryptos, because they provide with different functions that you don't get with fiat money. So this is a little controversial sometimes, because it can also allow to some transactions being untraceable. Sometimes it can be related to the black market and some contraband that may raise some controversial topics under this same crypto.
Great. Good points. Good points. All right. See, that's it.
Sir,
All right. Any question, comment
questions?
on the cryptocurrency? Anyone? Any question, comment? All right. Please go back to the your very last slides. Yes, I love this. Okay. I love this. So you need to think about how to how this cryptocurrency is trend, okay, impact the international business. This is a good point. Okay, so it reduce cost, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it reduce cost. So it's a efficiency, right? Efficiency, and it increase effectiveness too. Why? Because the transactions are
Faster, cheaper, and
more precise.
yeah,
Yeah, it's more secured.
yeah.
Okay. So to understand cryptocurrency, actually, basically, you need to understand solidly about the blockchain technology. So do you have any other comments about the blockchain technology? More details about blockchain technology? If you do not, I can, talk about something. All right, let's talk about that a little bit more. Blockchain technology, all right? Ledgers, actually, you pointed out. Okay?
Yeah.
Think about that. Think about that. Current system and blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is a new system to more secure your transactions. Okay? So the current system is server and clients. Think about the Barry. Like your grade system at Barry. Okay? There's a main server, a central server, right? And your computer connect with it. Then you can see your grade, okay? And then you can do something, okay, with it. Then you just log out. That's it. So your computer is just client to connect it and log it. That's it. But in the blockchain technology, it's different. So all the information in the server, in the current system, the blockchain technology is different. In the block, there are so many computers in this block. Okay, there are server and clients, whatever. Okay, so whenever you have a transaction, this blockchain technology leaves a ledger. Every computer, every computer, server and your computer too. Okay? So think about that. You wanna hack your grade. A Barry, you just hack the main server and manipulate the data. Then you just escape it, leave it. Then you can hack it. You change the information because other client computers, okay, it doesn't matter. It just see what the main server has. It's just client. But in the blockchain technology, okay, every computer has a ledger, right? Every transaction. So if you want to hack this system, you need to change every transactions, every ledgers in every computers. It's a theoretically possible, but it's a practically impossible at current stage. Okay? Oh, this is great. This is great. Nobody can hack. So it's the best to secure transactions. All right? This is a blockchain technology. That's why people crazy about it. Yeah? But the problem is this system requires too much computing resource. Think about that. Every transactions, every computer have their own ledgers. So you need to create all of this. Okay? And there are a lot, huge amount of computing resources required to perform this. Then people have ideas. Look, we need the computing resources. And these computing resources, actually we have some, but some other people's, many people have it in their laptops, computers, unused resources. So it is great if they can use these unused computing resources in everyone's computers. Okay? Like you, like me. So in your computer, you only just use 20%, 30% of functionality and resources. So unused resources, you can register. Yeah, the coin company, and then you can share your resources. If your resource, you provide a resource in any point, saturating point, then you have one coin. Okay, this is how to mining a coin. Okay? So blockchain technology-based cryptocurrency companies can create this, okay, with sacrifice to providing your computer resources. This is data mining. So many people just many people just do this data mining to earn Bitcoin, and this Bitcoin is transacted, okay, buy and sell. Okay? That's some people say Bitcoin or some other coins are scarce because it is based on the computing resource you provided. Okay? If you don't want to provide that computing resource, you should pay to buy a coin. This is how to connected with blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. Everyone is with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so it's good. It's very secure. Then there's another problem. That's why the value of Bitcoins fluctuate and actually eventually decrease these days. New trend in IT, quantum computers. So have you ever heard about quantum computers? Actually, Google is very crazy about this. Quantum computer, what it is? Joaquin, what it is?
They work with different, like it's a super fast calculating algorithm that can make every process like 100 times faster, which in a sense provides is like a threat to cryptocurrency because it will be easier to hack.
All right. So yes, that's true. So this quantum computer is based on the quantum physics. Quantum physics. The best way to describe this technology is very simple. 1 byte. Think about that. Computer unit. Okay? Calculation unit. 1 byte is 0 or 1. 0 or 1 in the current system. It's fixed. Okay? So the first byte, 0. Second byte is 1, or third byte, 1, 0, and so on. It's fixed. Okay? In the quantum computer, this value 0 or 1 is not fixed. The first byte can be 0, either one, 0 or 1. The second byte can be 1 or 0 or 1. Something like this. It's not fixed. It is just assigned 1 or 0 with some probabilities. That means you need to save all of this, the fixed byte, okay? Because it's not assigned yet. Okay? So that means computing resource increased using quantum physics, quantum computer resource is increased huge amount disproportionately. All right, so in the blockchain technology, I already mentioned about that. It's theoretically possible to hack it, okay? But it's not correct because of the limited computing resources. Okay? But quantum computers, computing resource increased a lot. Okay? So with this quantum computing, then computing resource is enough to hack or change all the ledgers in every computers in the block. That means hacking is possible. If the hacking is possible with the blockchain technology, what is the use for blockchain technology? It should be just gone. Okay? This is trend competing against each other. Blockchain technology and quantum computer. So quantum computer is being developed, being commercialized in recent future. Okay? All right. So this is how you look at this cryptocurrency trend. Then you have some perspectives. Okay, I want to invest or not. Okay, you can make a decision. Okay? So that's why we are talking about this technology. Now you can, if you are interested in this field, research more. Okay? There are many things you can think of. Okay? I just briefly mentioned what directions you should study. Okay? Cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and quantum computing. Okay? You should understand that. Then you will be a better decision maker. Make sense?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Great. So in terms of international business, cryptocurrency, yes, it has a very important implications. Even this technology is not perfect to invest in, it has a lot of implications. In the national market, exchange is very important. But many people are seeking better efficiency and effectiveness, okay, to transaction. And many countries already, transform their exchange systems using cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. Okay, I am not sure how the countries will respond to the emergence of quantum computing yet. Okay, but they will react. Then we'll see what happens. All right, great. Okay. Any question, comments about cryptocurrency? All right, then Leslie, you are team 2, go next. Okay, so who will be the presenter? Erika? Okay, Erika will be presenter.
Dr. Kong, real fast. Do we have to for the evaluation in Canvas? Do we have to do it for our own team?
Yes, please do so.
Okay.
All right, please do so. Okay, Erika, you are now presenter, so you can upload, and you can share the screen, whatever you want. You can upload using plus button, the left on bottom, and click confirm. Then your PowerPoint slides will be with us. All right, it's working. So 3D printing. All right, it's team 2. Okay, team 2. So it seems that everyone is ready. Please, team 2, this is your stage.
All right. Well, what we'll be talking about is 3D printing. My name is Jahil Lemon. Leslie, Heaven, Jensen, and Erica will all be talking about 3D printing. So to start off, we want to give you guys a little bit of history of where it all started. So in its infancy, which is pretty much between 1981 and 1999. In 1981, Hito Kodama, who was a researcher, created the first functional rapid prototyping system using photopolymer, which is basically a solid printed model built up in different layers. And, you know, more or less like advanced clay. In 1984, Charles Hull invented stereolithography. You know what I'm trying to say. Which what it does is it allows creators to create 3D models using digital data, which can then be created into a tangible object. And how it works is a laser hits a liquid substance, liquid photopolymer, which heats it up and it instantly allows it to be formed into a 3D model of whatever it is that you're trying to create. Which what it did is it made it easier to make 3D models of different projects that people were trying to work on. By 1992, the world's first stereolithographic apparatus machine was created, also by Charles Hull, which made it possible to create more complicated parts layer by layer in the fraction of the time that it did back in 1984. That same year, a startup company, DTM, produced the world's first selective laser sintering machine, which basically does the same thing as the SLA, but what it does is rather than using a liquid, it uses a powder to do the same thing as the SLA. Next one.
Okay, so now we're in an adolescence phase, which is 1999 to 2010, which is when people are starting to be aware of it more. So in 1999, the first printed organ was placed into a human. A Wake Forest scientist printed synthetic scaffolds of a human bladder, and then they coated them with human cells, which kept the body from rejecting the artificial bladder. Throughout this decade, 3D printing made huge strides in the medical field as well as in the business market, from self-replicating 3D printers to 3D printers with the ability to create multiple materials, which made it possible for a single part to be created in different versions with different materials. So now we're in its prime, which is 2010 to the day, which is how we use 3D printing today. So innovators that use 3D printing are constantly pushing boundaries. We can now 3D print using other materials outside of the plastic, like gold and silver, to create that perfect ring for your significant other. Functioning aircrafts have been built, cars and buildings. And as you can see, there are boundless possibilities with this technology.
So this video is kind of just showing how a 3D printed home works. So the average cost of a home to be built, just a normal like 2-bedroom home, is around $290,000 to $436,000, which with a 3D printed house, it can be about $4,000. That's a major difference. The first one was built in southern Mexico using a 33-foot long 3D printer, which they're kind of showing you here. And there's actually like a whole entire neighborhood in southern Mexico that's made like mainly 3D printed homes, which is really cool. And so their main goal is to help alleviate the homelessness. So, yeah. And then Erica, if you want to go to the next slide. Yep. So how it works. you first start with the image that you want to be 3D printed, and you put it into the program that's connected to the 3D printer, and then it'll convert the image to a 3D model of that, which then you will send to the machine. And then the way it works is it prints one layer, and it waits for it to dry, and then it prints the next layer. And then the filament is a lot like a glue gun, so it's heated until it liquefies, and then it's extruded through the print nozzle, and then that's how it builds layer upon layer until you have the final product.
And I'm gonna add this little like picture. My brother, we have a 3D printer, and so that's how he explains it to me of that simulation. So like these pictures are like what he did on his 3D printer. Okay, so this was a time lapse, but I guess it's not gonna play. But it's just of the 3D printer printing something. And these. So this is something we printed, and so it's a picture of the Ford dining hall, and it's called a lithophane. And so when you look through it with light, you can like see the picture. So yeah. So 3D printing is great because you can print what you need on demand. This is a picture of a reverse lockout that my dad printed for, my brother printed for my dad's car. And it's his manual, and the reverse lockout kept breaking, so my brother just printed one that could get screwed in instead of just like locked into place, and so it doesn't break anymore. So you can print products much more cheaply. It's pretty cheap to 3D print. They're very durable. Like I said, this is in my dad's car. And then you could send a design of a part internationally, and then they could print it there instead of having to ship the part, which can be very expensive.
That is the same example I have to use the 3D print. And this part in this picture, actually, if you fix your car by yourself, probably you understand what I'm saying. Usually the car parts, okay, the parts, when I fix it, I break it very often because I tight too much or something like that. Okay, but the problem is I break very small part of the part. Okay, something like the hole in this way. So it is very frustrating. Okay, then if I order, it takes a couple of days again. So, this is a good example of how to use 3D printing. Okay? It's good. All right. I just want to share my experience too.
Yeah, so it was great. They just found the model of the part that they needed, printed it, and it's been in my dad's car. And obviously, the shifter gets hot, so it hasn't broke. So it's very durable. This is also pictures of stuff that we've 3D printed. The 3D printer we have, you can print up to 5 colors, so that makes it great for freedom of design. And it can print fast, cheap drafts. So if you just want to try and see if you have an idea and you want to see if it's going to work, you can 3D print it instead of trying to do something that's expensive or doing something on a computer where you might just have the 3D model. You can actually physically hold in your hands. Quick turnaround time. So all these on here, depending on how big something is, it could take an hour. It might take several hours depending on how big it is. Like I said, reasonably priced. And then there's a variety of colors and materials. So all of this is through plastic, but like you saw before, they're doing stuff with organs. They do stuff with wood. They 3D print food, stuff like that. But yeah. Just their sources.
All right, good. That's it. Okay, any question or comment? Any question or comment?
Yeah, with the house and the car, building a house and a car with 3D printing, how efficient is it compared to normal manufacturing of a car or house? Is it about the same, faster?
So, sorry. So the house, it said it was 24 hours. So that 3D printer from the video, it's a very, very large scale 3D printer, and then they just put like the cement in there and then it 3D prints it. So it obviously takes a lot less time and it's a lot cheaper. For the part, took maybe a couple hours to print it. So it's definitely a lot more efficient, and like Leslie said, in areas with poverty or homelessness, it's a really great way to give people a house for cheaply and very quickly.
There is a good example in China too. They built up about 50 stories building, and it took a few days. So actually, the 3D printing at this point is working like the make a wall. Okay? So you should have the foundation already ready, and then based on the foundation, 3D printing is working like a make a wall. But interiors, outeriors, you should take more time and cost. So even in this stage, make a wall without 3D printing is, it pursues efficiency and effectiveness. Yeah. And any question, comment? Okay, let's think about this. Why we see this 3D printing? What technological trends is based on this? We can see a lot of 3D printing things too. Actually, at Berry, in the Hackberry, you can try 3D printing. So please visit. Okay, if you have just time, Hackberry, then just see how it works, or you can just try by yourself 3D printing. So, what trends? Why we see this 3D printing things? What trends are based on this? There's a big trend in the industry. Erika, any?
I was gonna say maybe it's the fact that people want products fast and cheaply, to be able to sell or use or whatever.
Right, that's true. Cheap efficiency, right? Cheap efficiency. And effectiveness too. What is the effectiveness in this thing?
Be like the fact that you program it so you know what it's going to be, because the machine's going to be able to do it perfectly, versus where there could be mess ups if it's man-made.
That's true too. Exactly. Customization. Right? Customization. So in my perspective, it's very clear that in the industry, think about that. Mass production. Okay? The factories, production facilities make the same product and just sell it all over the world. Okay? Think about that. 1950s and 60s cars, automobile industry. Same brand, same model, send it over all over the world, and customers just take it. Same thing. Right? Then customers say, probably I need this, this, this. I need my own, this thing, this thing, this thing. So that stage is mass customization. Right? So even in the same model, same car, there are some different designing aspects. The customers can choose it from some options. This is a mass customization. And then customers, they increase their desire again. Look, I need my own thing. No? I need my own thing. That is absolutely customization, not mass production. Small production and customization. it was feasibility because high cost. Then 3D printing makes it possible. So small customization products. So this is a trend behind this 3D printing. So we will see this trend again and again, because this is a direction many industries go toward. Okay. All right, great. Any other question, comment?
Can I comment on what you just said about the customization?
Sure, please go ahead.
So you guys may or may not know this, but I sell the 3D printed stuff in the bookstore. And one of the aspects about that is because Kevin Rentschler, if you guys know who that is, he was like, the products that we want to get for Barry, we can't get them because we would have to order such a small amount that it would cost way too much money because like of custom pricing and stuff like that. So if somebody comes to me and is like, hey, like we printed like mini football jerseys and they're like, hey, I want a jersey, I can print something that's very custom and do it for a lot cheaper than somewhere that they'd have to mass produce because you have to like change out lines and it just costs a lot more time and money. So you're able to do all these things for a lot cheaper and efficiently.
Yeah, yes, it's a good example. Okay. So there are many implications behind of this trend because it totally changed how to produce. Okay? In the international business, it's important too. Okay, you just find the low cost. It is applied to mass customization products, but small customization product probably you need to rethink about the labor cost structure. Okay, so and your production itself, product qualities, and the product differentiations. So in terms of efficiency, effectiveness, this trend is very important. All right, then we have one more team, right? Who is the team? Is it team 3? All right, team 3. Who will be presenter? Ansley. Okay. You are a presenter right now. Please upload your PowerPoint slides and go ahead. Oh, time is so quick. 1:33 already. I talk too much. Okay, Anthony, you're working? All right, great. So team 3 is ready. Please go ahead. This is your stage.
All right, team 3 is doing artificial intelligence, and those are the group members below. So what? Oh, go ahead.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't. Okay. Anyway, So, what is artificial intelligence or AI? It essentially just refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines, and they're being programmed to think kind of how humans think and also go about actions that humans do. So, it's kind of based on the principle that human intelligence can be defined as a machine. So, a machine can easily mimic it and execute anything from a simple task, such as like walking around or like opening a door, to something maybe more complicated, maybe like cooking or performing like a difficult type of action. And then, so how is it accomplished? Essentially, they kind of study how the human brain thinks, how they learn, how they make decisions, how they solve a problem, stuff like that. And those outcomes are kind of like the basis of developing intelligent software and systems. And then they're kind of using AI to try to create expert systems and implement human intelligence in machines. So, kind of from a business standpoint, kind of like some simple jobs that are done by humans can kind of be like, I guess, taken away or overcome by AI. Because I know like a lot of businesses are trying to incorporate that now.
And to add to something to that, AI was originally the logic theorist, which was considered the first AI system, and it was created in 1955. And the father of AI is considered to be John McCarthy. And following the first program, AI became popular, and many people believe that the future, this is the way of the future. Like, more things are going to convert to AI systems. So, what contributes to AI? AI is a science and technology based on disciplines such as computer science, biology, psychology, linguistics, mathematics, and engineering. Out of the following areas, one or more areas can contribute to building an intelligent system. And on the side, there's a picture that shows like things that go into artificial intelligence, such as biology, maths, philosophy, computer science, all that. So the applications of artificial intelligence are gaming, natural language processing, expert systems, as Patrick already said, vision systems, speech recognition, handwriting recognition, intelligent robots. And many people believe that artificial intelligence, when they hear that, they think of robots, but it is a lot more than just that. So the broad examples of artificial intelligence include manufacturing robots, smart assistants like Siri and Alexa, disease mapping, which we'll go into that later, virtual travel booking agent, social media monitoring, conversational marketing bot, and then natural language processing tools. So the commonly used AI that most people are familiar with are Siri, like I said in the previous slide. It's a digital assistant. Tesla with the self-driving cars. Alexa, Pandora, and Netflix, and that's stuff that we use very commonly. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a Tesla, but it is very common. So,
all right, I can show you. Alexa, can you play Antonio Vivaldi, Four Seasons?
Vivaldi, The Four Seasons by Antonio Vivaldi on Amazon Music.
Enjoy your music. Alexa, thank you. Stop it. Okay, this is Alexa I'm using. And Alexa can control all the lights in my house and temperatures and some other power outlets. Okay? So actually, this is the AI is working for me. Yeah? Please go ahead.
So how does artificial intelligence and international business connect? AI impacts international trade in multiple ways. It reduces barriers to entry. It creates easy expansion through digital platforms. Then it has accurate translation services, which helps business deals go through because it creates the leverage of being able to understand. Then it also improves trade negotiations, which also goes along with the translation services. It helps with supply chain management, automating routine tasks, and increasing efficiency and accuracy.
Okay, great. Great.
So we thought we'd add some implications of AI into COVID-19 since it's such a big problem nowadays and it impacts us all greatly. So one of the first ones is that AI helps the, I guess, doctors, you can say, and other government officials and healthcare officials with tracking and understanding the spread of COVID-19. There was an AI algorithm that was created by a Canadian company called Blue Dot, and it was created designed to predict infectious diseases and locate and track their spread. And it works by combining AI with the knowledge of epidemiologists who identify how and where to look for these diseases, and then analyzes over 100,000 reports daily to send out to their customers that are requesting the data to help track the spread. Next one's pretty easy concept. Is just they've been implementing AI to help do X-ray scans and being able to look for abnormalities inside the scans because it's much faster for these radiologists to do it with the AI systems than to do it themselves and to make the process more efficient.
All right, good.
So then next we have AI is being used in mainly hospitals, but also in public spaces. These are mainly used right now in China, at least from what I've read. And they've been using them to help, call it, I guess, surveillance almost over the people to make sure they're doing their proper routines, keeping the social distances and doing the right task. They also use them to do deliveries and spray disinfectants in areas to help minimize humans being there, so there's no cross infection between patients and workers who aren't infected. And then they also use robots inside of hospitals to help check people for fevers and other COVID-19 symptoms. And they also use them to serve food, medicine to patients and disinfect the rooms when they're done to also help minimize the contact with the humans. Next, we had tracking apps. We have the one I read about was being used in the UK, and it uses Bluetooth protocol to identify other smartphone owners who are in close proximity to each other to tell you who could have had COVID or who had it. And it really only works if the majority of people use it. Something like 80% have to use it to make it extremely effective.
Kind of to add on to that, I've seen some other ones that they've had, as well as like actual settings in iPhones, where it'll kind of keep track of your locations and like tell you if you've been in like a highly infected area or like a low infected area, and kind of help direct you to try to stay away from those certain areas or not.
And that's the end of the presentation.
All right, great. Okay, so there are a lot of applications behind artificial intelligence. Okay, one thing, let me ask this. How do you distinguish artificial intelligence, AI, from other IT technologies? Why we talk about AI among other IT technologies? How do you distinguish AI from other information technology?
Probably usually because it's able to predict and do small tasks itself without having to have a human operator inputting things into it for it to do a certain action. It's able to analyze it and do it itself.
All right, it's very close. That's true too. Patrick?
Information technology kind of just like stores and analyzes like data, so like a person could go through and kind of interpret it and use it to like their advantage. While AI like isn't more. It's definitely stores and analyzes information, but it also is more of like a human learning aspects. So it takes like data and stuff like that, and then it takes like learning aspects, adapting, and like performing tasks, unlike user information.
Good point. Good point. So, in my perspective, learning is a distinguished point, okay, AI from other IT technologies. So think about that. Internet of Things, okay, it's a very important, technological trend. It is all about networking. So network, okay, Internet of Things, and AI is learning. Okay, think about that. Learning itself cannot accomplish a lot of things without networking. Okay? Networking cannot accomplish a lot of things without learning. Okay? So AI and Internet of Things, learning and networking, okay, are interconnected, and it improves both. Okay, this is a infusion of technology, even in across different industries. Okay, the infusion of technology has a big trend in IT with other industries. Okay? So I just want to emphasize this because we run out of time. All right, it's great. It's a 1:45, so we have to say bye. And good job. Good job. Absolutely, I'm happy with your discussions. And then we will see in the next week. So be sure to do simulation, practice round 1. Okay? And any other questions, comment before we move?
The only question I have is that I submitted the quiz and it says I got 0 out of 3 correct. So I find that BS.
It doesn't matter. I just, I will look at the evaluations. Don't worry about that.
All right.
Any other question, comments? All right. I see you in the next week. Great job, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.